Victim card. I hate a victim card playing ass. You didn't get fired because you're black. You got fired because you're late for the 5th time this week and it's only Wednesday. So I guess you could say you were fired because you're black, but you get my point. The victim card sounds bad when you hear it, but some people are actually victims. So when they pull out their card, it doesn't decline. Like Johnny Depp. The only time Jack Sparrow was a victim was when he had to be face to face with that octopus, Voldemort, Josh Zerker looking ass pirate, Davy Jones. Jack was stealing gold and collecting jars of dirt like me with Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. He was not the victim, no, that guy was the suspect. Johnny Depp though, damn, that boy was lied on. Amber Heard wrote a think piece basically calling Johnny an abuser, so they sued each other back and forth. She was claiming that Johnny Depp would hit her with the gum pistol because he's carrying a monster inside of his belly like Naruto, and that he'd abuse alcohol and other substances and become violent when he was on them. But she was really talking to the man in the mirror because she was quite literally describing herself. Don't get it twisted, Johnny's nose had more white underneath it than an EDM rave, but it was her who was slapping him simply because she was bored. Like, babe, if you want drama, just watch Love Island. Turn off the WWE. You may have hit Johnny with a suplex when he didn't want to do the dishes, but the WWE acting isn't doing you any favors in court. Johnny playing the victim card here is the perfect time that it's supposed to be used. You know when there's a bully at your school and the kid who's getting his body rocked at 8 AM in the morning tells the teacher he's getting bullied and the teacher spins around like, well, what did you do to him? That's another example of the correct usage of the victim card. Some people are seriously just straight up the victim. Mia Khalifa, thank you for your services. You are not the victim. Perfect. She talks like she's the main character of that one Rick Ross song.
Put Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it.
But the truth is, nobody forced you to sign up to this role, and obviously that industry is evil, probably on par or even more evil than the music industry. But she keeps saying she was exploited and this ruined her life, but the fact is, she was 21 years old. I'm 21 years old. She's an adult who signed legally binding contracts and is only crying now because it didn't go her way and she feels that the $12,000 payout wasn't enough. Fair enough, she hasn't gone back to making those kinds of videos, but she does still profit off of sexually charged content. So she seems like a bit of a sour hypocrite who's playing the victim card because the death threats she got from making corn in a hijab have actually scarred her. She must simply be allergic to accountability. Vinnie Jr, I love Jorge Benito. Brazilian footballers get a little bit of love out of me by default. And I don't know if you guys have heard about the 3-second rule in Brazil, but if you ever hear that I'm in Rio, just know my eyes are wide open. Bring me eye drops because they aren't closing. They're open wider than Mia Khalifa's. I'm joking, but I'm staring. Vinny, I simply can't keep defending you though, bro. You taunt and disrespect all of your opponents, then cry when they retaliate or when their fans disrespect you. Racism is foul and it should never occur. Hating somebody simply based on the color of their skin is a mental illness and is deeply concerning. Racism is bad and it is wrong. But Vinny used to cry racism this and racism that, but they still hate him even without the racism because he's just disrespectful. Me personally, I've always liked him and I still like him, but I understand why somebody wouldn't like him because he has the ego of Harvey Specter, but just like a Specter, he's been a phantom for half a season. That's a man that needs to talk less and act more. His victim card has certainly been declined. Mbappe is the real victim here. He has to deal with a crybaby on his left and two men who I think would rather be filming Mia Khalifa-esque videos together behind him. Good luck, Mr. Ninja Turtle, you're gonna need it. Yo, if you're still here, please leave a like, please leave a subscribe, let me know in the comment section down below if you think these guys deserve to have their victim cards declined or accepted. I can't lie, Vinny, decline. And I'll quickly adjust the background. Yes, new setup. I don't know how long it's gonna be like this, but this is the setup for the indefinite future. But yeah, please subscribe and don't gatekeep, send this to your friends. Victim. There's been a recent spike in female middle and high school teachers getting caught exploiting young boys. Some of them look like Shrek and some of them look like Enchanted Fiona, but all of them should be behind bars. It's crazy because growing up as a boy, we used to huddle up in the cafeteria and start debating like it was the House of Parliament on which teachers we'd let abuse us. Them convos were tearing up friendships, had people coming like Drake versus Kendrick or Ronaldo versus Messi. But I was the J. Cole in this situation because I was in love with the hear me out teacher and nobody was hearing me out at all. But what the kids don't realize is that if they get their wish, they might get dapped up by their friends on Tuesday, but that trauma's gonna set in by Wednesday. Cause you're a victim. You know who else was a victim? Marceline. Just like all the babies who were born in 2025, Marceline was born into a war. The Great Mushroom War to be exact, which sounds like a war I wouldn't mind fighting in. But when she was like 6 years old, she thought her mum had abandoned her, but she actually fell more sick than Billy Butcher and she just died. She found a new dad that loved and cared for her, but his bipolar disorder turned him into a woman-deprived and obsessed superfelon. So she was alone again. Her dad shamelessly walked in late and ate her fries. She could never catch a break. She was a victim of bad luck. My boy Vicstar used to get abused so much his hashtag was trending on Twitter. They used to give that guy more support than the Me Too movement, and I can't even dress up the abuse he was getting. They would just beat him up on camera repeatedly, and because he was built like a starving Enderman, it was just so easy to abuse him because he couldn't do anything back. Add on top of that the fact that he's Indian, and if you guys have Instagram, you know that Indians never stop getting flamed. And that's in 2025. Now imagine how it was in 2013. I've watched this guy get beaten, robbed, and even spanked. I love that he's lived long enough to see himself become the villain, because nobody can complain when he gets his get back. I also think that M.R and YJ are victims as well. They're two passionate guys trying to make a way for themselves, but half their audience only tune in to laugh at them, and that makes me sad for YJ because he really does put his heart in this. M.R doing his Jamaican thing, honestly I don't have any idea what that's all about, but I mean big up to him. I guess I don't know. Do you guys think Ye is a victim? Well actually, now that I think about what he's gone through, he most certainly is a victim. A victim of media manipulation and dissection of his image when what he really needed was help. I don't keep up with Ye, I don't know too much about him, but what I do know is that after his mother died, he was absolutely mentally decimated by this loss, and people don't seem to know or remember, but he was and is diagnosed with bipolar personality disorder, which is a very real illness which causes you to feel extreme highs, incredible energy, and almost god complex like self-confidence and belief, but also the ability to feel lows so low that I, as a mentally healthy individual, can't even actually comprehend. I can't imagine it. As in, I've done some research for this video on it, but I genuinely categorically fail to comprehend how low and sad and worthless people with this disorder can feel. I'm sorry, but like, I don't have the capability to even describe it. If you or anybody you know suffers with a declining or deteriorated mental health, seek, provide, or assist in providing aid for those who need it. Ye's life was hard from the beginning. From age 6 until 14, he would engage in sexual activities with his older male cousin. Ye was failed by the world, and it wasn't his fault having all this pressure and people disrespecting him. But I'll never disrespect him because I understand him enough to understand that I don't understand him, if that makes sense. And he's just another example of a true victim. Lied on. You ever been lied on before? The truth is so much harder to believe than a lie. So when somebody lies on you, 90% of the time you're cooked. Scar was more bitter and more conniving than half of these girls on Love Island. How are you gonna have such a cold scar down your face looking like Kakashi, but have the feminine attitude of Sasuke? Even what he said when he actually killed Mufasa.
Scar! Brother, help me!
Long live the king.
Call me a punk, punch me in the teeth, run the ones with me. Why you gotta use other people to do your dirty work? And talk all sassy in my ear, like ain't nobody trying to hear that. But then he had the audacity to lie to Simba and make him feel like it was all his fault and gaslight the little baby, making him believe that he did wrong and stealing his brother's pride from underneath his nose or corpse. Now Simba's homeless and hungry, all because he got lied on by his uncle. Man, it's always these uncles turning people into victims. Benjamin Mendy got lied on too, but his was much worse. Mendy was a key player for Man City, earning over £100,000 a week at the club, over £6 million a year. But it all went wrong for him when he was suddenly accused of 9 counts of young Philly. And innocent or guilty, when you're accused of such things, that's it. Career done. Man City put his wages on pause because they're not going to pay £6 million to somebody that can't play for the team, and he was banned from playing for the team. But the very next season, his team won the Premier League, Champions League and the domestic trophy, the treble, one of the biggest achievements you can even achieve as a footballer. But he missed out on it because some people wanted to lie on him. And it doesn't even make sense why this happened to him. The cases weren't civil. There was no opportunity for a payout for these women. These were criminal cases, charged by the state crown prosecution. It's almost as if somebody wanted to ruin him, because to lie not once but 9 separate times on the boy, and for all of them to be disproven, you must hate the guy. He ended up getting paid like £8 million, which is good I suppose, but he lost a few playing years in football, and in football a couple years is basically 10 years. Now his legacy is tainted and he plays for less competitive sides. Getting lied on can actually ruin your whole life depending on how big the lie is. Liar. Some people play like they're the victim, but they're really the guilty ones, but everybody just believes them. You guys seen Phantom's cousin crashing out all over Twitter claiming that Phantom broke apart the family because he wasn't giving free money and handouts to the rest of them? Brother, if you're a bum, just say that.
I seen some shit going around talking about I don't situate my peoples, this and that, all this other extra shit. Let me tell you something, bro. I don't support bum ass niggas, bro. I don't support bum energy.
I'm not no bum, nigga. That's the thing, though, nigga. I'm not no fucking bum, nigga.
You a bum.
I'm not no fucking bum.
I don't even know.
I'm not no fucking bum. I work fucking hard for my shit, nigga.
I don't want to bring back traumas, but Rachel from Tower of God is the reason why I don't trust women. Balm not only loved her, he risked his life for her. And people were saying how cool my boy is, they were saying he's the man. But Rachel secretly just wanted to be the most famous and powerful person. She wanted to be a Kardashian. So she was plotting, scheming on the boy right in front of his face, whilst pretending to be disabled, by the way. I feel like I should mention that. So to get rid of her competition and fulfill her goal, she tried to kill him. Come on, bro. We're gonna hit the gym, we're gonna listen to Future and Gunna on repeat, and don't worry, cause the guys will never do you like that. The most innocent eyes got the most guilt behind them, I'm telling you. And I can't talk about people lying about being victims and not bring up that Amazonian booty shaking warrior Megan Thee Stallion. If you're guilty of a crime, 8 times out of 10, you're gonna take that guilty plea if it's offered to you. But if you really didn't do it, then you're gonna proclaim your innocence and sit it down right there. And that's exactly what Tory Lanez was doing. He repeatedly said he was innocent, refused to take a plea, and he stood on business. It took him almost dying in jail by getting stabbed 14 times, like he accidentally took the wrong turn in London, for a witness to stand up and finally say something. The security guard of Megan's friend that was there came out and said that he heard Kelsey Harris, Megan's friend, admitting to be the shooter after the shooting occurred, and he saw her holding the gun. I don't know how Tory stood in jail. DDG, that might be a guilty man. I don't know. I wasn't there. But Tory, I was there. But that's about all I got for type of victims, guys. I can definitely make a part 2 to this because so many people just lie. Have you ever been any of these kinds of victims, or have you made any of these kind of victims? Let me know and let's discuss this video down in the comment section down below. I'll be replying to every single comment like I usually do, so don't be afraid to meet me down there. And yeah, as you can see, it's a new setup, guys. The old setup is gone and it ain't coming back. I'm gonna say it straight, the old setup is not coming back, so get used to this one. I don't know how long it's gonna be like this, but this is what we got for now. Keeping it consistent, keeping it coming. So expect another video just like this next week Saturday, and we'll meet each other there, guys. But for now, don't forget to like and subscribe and send it to your friends so we can keep on building this community. 10K by the end of the year? Ooh, I don't know, but we'll see. But guys, for now, peace and love.